Hi Adam, good evening. Good evening Cheyenne, good evening VG, good evening Roland, good evening Masood. Okay, so here we are again, another Sunday evening. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all taking precautions. Um, I'm seeing my internet connection is not very good tonight, but I've got my fingers crossed that it's not going to cut us off. But if it does, it could well. Good evening, Aaron. Good to see you. Good to see you here. Yeah, people are starting to flood in now. That's a really good thing. We're going to have the same as ever. Um, we're going to do a few sentence transformations to begin with, and then phrasal verbs with do. So, good evening, Emirali. Good evening, hello. Good evening, Kakula. Good evening, Micht. Okay, it's really good to have you all here. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to put this up because it's going to take a while to come through. Good evening, Mohit. Yeah. Good evening, Hadi. Great to see you. And who else? Ram. Good evening. It's good morning. Yeah. You're probably in India or somewhere in the Far East, maybe Hawaii. I think probably in Hawaii it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Good evening, Navdeep, as well. Great to see you. Okay, so as I said, we're going to do some sentence transformations. So let's try this first one. Yeah, this first one says, the judge arrived at the conclusion, perfect timing, Count Beauty, great to see you. The judge concluded that the accident was the result of reckless driving. Reckless means dangerous without taking due care and attention. Yeah? Concluded is the important word here. Cause. This one's reasonably easy. The judge concluded that was the result of good evening flexibility. Driving vehicle. Good evening flexibility. Good to see you. Okay, so the judge concluded, and there we. Okay, that's really good, Vitalia. You're always really good at this. I hope one or two of the later ones I've got are going to stretch you a bit more. So let's see what Aaron's put. The judge concluded that the reckless driver caused the accident. I actually quite like that. In these, you're supposed not to change the word in capital letters, but your example's perfectly good. Good evening, Funda. Great to see you. I hope you're well. I hope you're slowly and steadily improving your English. So I actually quite like this. The judge concluded that the reckless driver caused the accident. I think I probably like Vitalia's ever so slightly more. So let's see. Hilda, good evening. Count Beauty. The judge concluded that the reckless driving was the cause of the accident without the. So, like Manjira puts it, the judge concluded that reckless driving caused the accident. Exactly. As Vitalier put to start with. So, the judge concluded that. Is my capitals on? Good evening, Abila. Good evening, Deepak. Great to see you. So, the judge concluded that reckless driving caused the accident. So, even though it's the middle of the night, Deepak, when you say good night, it means you're going. Yeah. So you have to say good evening or hello, because good night in English means goodbye. Okay, so this first one, the judge concluded that reckless driving caused the accident. And Roland, the judge concluded that the reckless driver caused the accident. Okay, it works as I said. I will read him the riot act. What's that means, to tell them somebody very strongly that if they misbehave, they're going to have a lot of problems. The riot act, something that the police read to a group of demonstrators and they tell them to disperse or they're going to arrest them. So, good evening, Beatrice. Good evening, Katya. Good evening, Deepak and Hilda. The judge concluded that the irresponsible driver, that's the idea of the word reckless. Oh, the next one. Redevelopment, that's spelt right. So, the redevelopment program needs to be supported by the local council. So the local council are the local politicians, the town hall. And this word we need backing. Backing is a noun meaning support, the support of. The redevelopment program, the local council. So what are we going to put in this one? I can already see my connections wavering, to go backwards and forwards. Okay, so the redevelopment program, this is not, so you need 4 words, yeah? Needs to be supported by, using the word backing. Okay, so backing, you could back a horse. To back up is to make a safety copy of something. Wait a second, that's very good, Count Beauty. The redevelopment program was backed by the local council. That's pretty close. Your sentence works and I don't see anything wrong with it. Let's see, Aaron, the redevelopment program needs backing from the local council. That's very good, Aaron. That's correct. Vitaly. The redevelopment program needs to be carried out with the backing of the local government. That's perfect, Vitaly. So the judge concluded that the irresponsible driver, you need to say irresponsible, Hilda. Yeah, the irresponsible, but the reckless driver caused the accident. Good evening, Amin. Great to see you. And Manjira, yes. Very definitely. This is the most succinct and the most the one I'm looking for. Needs the backing of. So to back up is support, but it's secondary support. To back means here means to support directly. Okay. Please back me up. Needs to be backed up by the local council. Okay, to back up is secondary support, but here I think you need the full support. It needs to be backed by the local council. Let's see, Abira. The redevelopment programs needs the backing of the local council. Good. Beatrice. The redevelopment programs needs backing by the local council. I think that also works. Because I think backing could either be a noun or a verb, a gerund or a present participle. Needs to be backed by, that works, Beatrice de Paiva. Yes, very definitely. Is to be backed up. That's, so, I mean, lose the up, is to be backed by the local council. Roland, the redevelopment program should be backed, without the up, by the local council. So, Katya, the redevelopment program needs to be backed by the council council. So definitely, I like Manjira's best. The redevelopment program needs backing from or by the local council. Yeah, the redevelopment programs needs backing from or by the local council, or I think there's another answer as well, needs the backing of, needs the backing of the local council. I think I probably like that second one slightly more. Yeah, the redevelopment programs needs the backing of the local council. Okay, the next one, to back, full support, yes. For example, a project needs a backer. That's somebody who puts money into it. Yeah, you need the backing of the bank. Here, I am not dissent of that. I do not dissent to that. I don't disagree with that. I do not dissent with your point of view. Yeah. Okay, so I don't dissent with you. And Hilda, we need some backing up from you guys if the things do go right correctly by the local council. We will need some, okay, so from you guys, but this is another another meaning. Yeah, I need the support of my friends, the backing up of my friends. If things are to go correctly, you can't use right correctly, with the local council. So I am backing you up, by the way. Yes, very definitely. Okay, all of you are backing me up, which is a great thing. Okay, I think the next one is somewhat harder. After losing his job, James felt he needed to take time to think about his situation. So this one means take time to think about. Stock. After losing his job, James felt he needed to his situation. Wow, that was quick, Vitaly. Very good indeed. Very good indeed, mate. Yeah, bang, straight off. And that, I would say, is perfect. I wonder how many other people actually know this idiom. It's a good idiom. Yeah, is to assess a situation. Before you act, you need to look around, and that's the meaning of it. Yeah, to take over is the meaning of this. So let's see how they. Yes, after losing his job, James felt he needed to take stock of the situation. So take stock of. I think to take stock, if from a commercial point of view, if you have a shop, you look at all the things you've got in the shop and you write a list of everything you've got. Yes, Katya, James felt he needed to take stock of his situation. So to take stock of. I wanted to put this here. To take stock of his situation. And Aaron, James felt he needed to contemplate about his situation. I wouldn't use the about, Aaron. I would just say needed to contemplate his situation. Okay, Roland, that's perfect. After losing his job, James felt he needed to take stock of his situation. So if you arrive in a new situation, the first thing to size up, that's very good, I mean, very definitely, to size up a situation, to look at it and think about the situation. To take stock of is to think about it and think about all the different things that are happening and the possible ramifications. Yeah, I like means to size up. Is a very nice synonym. Yeah, to estimate everything that's happening. Okay, the next one's another good idiom as well. So to take stock of. Yeah, you look at a situation and very good, Cheyenne. That's your first one where you've come in straight away. Good. So let's see. Simon was arrested for careless driving, but Paul used his influence to get him out of trouble. Pulled. Simon was arrested for careless driving, but Paul to get him out of trouble. No, Vitaly. And no, Mangira. Let's see. To pull over means when the police stop you. The police pulled me over and made me take an alcohol test. This is a different one. Look at what Cheyenne's put, Vitalia. This is it, and you too, Manjira. Here, this is to get someone else to arrest you. And you too, Aaron. No, this doesn't work. But Paul pulled over to get him out of trouble. Okay, I guess Paul is driving in his car and he pulls to the side of the road. Okay, that's so. The government, was pulled to get him out of trouble. Not quite, Skatia. Okay, this is good, Ro. The government should size up the global situation before making a decision. Okay, and Vitalia, without the, yeah, the phrase we're looking for is to pull strings. And it needs to be plural. So, I mean, pull a few strings. So, you need that in the past. Pulled a few strings, plural. How many times have I got pulled over? Poof! Probably about 150 times in my life. Okay, so pull. I mean the verb pull. Yeah? What's the meaning of down sinking of disappointed? I'm not sure exactly. So the signal. So Simon was arrested for careless driving, but Paul pulled a few strings to get him out of trouble. So let's see, Abira. Simon was arrested for careless driving, but Paul not pulled up, pulled some strings. He's offhand with me. Yeah, he's rude to me. He doesn't treat me well. Good evening, Miss Aline. Okay, so to pull strings is to use your influence to change the course of events. Good evening, Timothy. Great to hear you from Zambia. So to pull strings, this maybe is your uncle is a police officer. Maybe Paul's uncle was a police officer. That's to pull strings. I couldn't get a license to open my bar, but I pulled a few strings and I got my license very quickly. Maybe I pulled a few strings and I greased a few palms. I pulled a few strings and greased a few palms to get my permission. Okay, so to friends in high places, that's the idea. That's the idea, Cheyenne. Okay, Roland, good. Simon was arrested for careless driving, but Paul pulled a few strings to get him out of trouble. Okay, your heart sinks with disappointment. If your heart sinks, you're suddenly very depressed. Yeah, you were quite positive about something, and then your heart sinks. Oh, okay, Aaron. Yes, to pull strings, to intervene, but particularly because you know influential people, you have influence. Yeah, and if you're going to pull strings, you need some sort of political influence or political friends. So, for example, in Spain, if you want a job in some areas, you need to pull strings. Yeah, you've got to find somebody who you know who's going to be able to help you. So, great, Miss Aline, great to have you with us, and Amrut, good to have you as well. So Simon was arrested for careless driving, but Paul pulled him out through his plans, and they worked perfectly. Okay, that works. That definitely works, Hilda. So to pull strings, to talk to friends, to influence a situation. If you're going to pull strings, you need to know somebody in the right position. Okay, I think we need to start with some phrasal verbs, yeah? So, to pull strings, to ask your friend to help you, yeah? To ask your friend, yes, to have the right connections. That's it, Vitaly, absolutely, yeah? In most countries, you need to pull strings if you want to get things done. It's an unfortunate reality of life, which is, well, it's sad, but it's unfortunately the case. So, good evening, vibes. Relations with people in positions of authority. I love it, English vibes. Yes, that works fine. Good evening, vibes. It's great to see you. Okay, come on, connection. You can do it. Yes, you can do it. I started to pedal harder. I pulled a few strings to get my visa. That's a perfect example, Hambil. Okay, it's a perfect example. Does it somehow relate to puppet show? I think not really. It might have a relation to puppet show. I think to pull strings. Yes, I guess you're the puppeteer pulling the strings to make things work. It may well do. Okay, so let's get down to the phrasal verbs. Yeah, we'll get serious with them. So, to do away with, to abolish, to put an end to eliminate. So, we need to do away with old-fashioned beliefs. We need to do away with that old sofa. To do away with, to get rid of. Or informally to have something killed. They're going to have him done away with. So, Google accounts, many joys and sorrows of childhood have now lost its poignancy. Because the emotion that you feel about about those memories, because the joys and sorrows of childhood, Google account, are now memories. And those are poignant memories, and therefore they have poignancy. So Roland, he pulled a few strings in order to get his son into a better position in the company. Absolutely. It may well, Emirali, I'm not sure, okay? And Adam, I'm so angry with him. I would be willing to do away with him. Thank you, Adam. That's my first phrasal verb example. It's a great one. Pulling the thread is like worsening things. But that's to do with a piece of textile, and if you pull the thread, it falls to pieces. And I need to do away with outgrown branches of the tree in front of my house. They have outgrown to the point of inconvenience. Yeah, that works, Hadi. If you do not do away with that cockroach, I will burn the house down. I love it, Count Beauty. It's a good example. Employing robots in lieu of human forces would do away with boring, low-paid factory jobs. Yes, I think in lieu of human labour, probably rather than forces, or in lieu of manpower. Manpower would work as well, Cheyenne. Have you done away with those ants yet? That works, VG. Manji, we can't do away with all our shortcomings at a go. That works as well. Beatrice, I want to do away with alcohol. To wean people off alcohol. You wean somebody off something, Beatrice. Okay, they decided to do away with the wallpaper and did up the house completely. Have you done away with your enemies? That's pretty aggressive, but it works. Emirali, Abira, we must do away with unnecessary messages in the box. By wielding ourselves with proper knowledge, we are doing away with foolish ignorance towards the world. I think that's quite a good example, Aaron. Okay, the next one I think is quite problematic. I think this one is very difficult to use properly. So to do by, normally done by. Employers do well by hard-working employees. That's very good, Victor Gabriel, thank you. I love your example. And Timothy, I think the vaccine will do away with coronavirus. I think the vaccine will do away with the coronavirus. Good. Good evening, Faizir. Okay, so to perform on behalf of somebody or with someone in mind. So this is to do something for somebody or to behave in a matter befitting somebody. So I've tried hard to do right by him. I've tried to do the correct things that will help him. Yeah? To perform on behalf of someone or with someone in mind. Do as you would be done by. This one I quite like. So the things that you do are the things that the way that you would like people to treat you. Okay, and Vitaly, I think it's time we did away with FGM. Very definitely, Vitaly. And I mean, we need to do away with the old ways of disciplining children. I quite agree, I mean. They're cruel and barbaric. Katya, I must do away with bad people who do bad things. Do up the house is decorating or renovating. Yes, it is, Vibes, exactly. To do up, yeah? Or to do out as well. You'll see both of those in a minute, but very definitely Vibes. I do by no ill will. Okay, the things I do to everyone else is no ill will. He's thinking of doing away with himself, killing himself. Government, so the government, Mohit, the government should do away with jingoism, absolutely. And Sarat, pulling strings is mostly practiced in India, and we have to do away with such malpractice. Unfortunately, pulling strings is something that happens all over the world. Please never ever do away with this channel. I love the never ever, Amut, that's good. Okay, so to do down. Actually, this has a meaning that's not here. So to do somebody down, to belittle or to intimidate. So, for example, my boss is always doing me down. He's always criticizing. He's always being saying bad things about me. And Count, if you want something to be done properly, do it right by yourself. That would work, Count Beauty. Califas, good evening. This song was done by my favourite artists. Notice another meaning of to do down is to cheat financially. So he did me down when he gave me the change for a £10 note. Yeah, to do somebody down. Do as you wish to be done by others. Yes, that's very good, Hilda. That works wonderfully. Okay, Fizier, I'm glad you really value it. Yeah, I hope I'm doing well by all of you. Yeah. Okay, so to do down, to criticize somebody, to belittle somebody, or to cheat financially. They did me down when they gave me a second-hand model and told me that it was a new one. Yeah, to do somebody down. Politicians are always doing the public down. Maybe they're criticizing them, or they're also ripping them off. Good evening, Pepax. That's great to see you. Some people do me down in order to make me sad, but I don't listen to them. That's good, VG, because you should listen to yourself. If they're doing you down, it's their problem, as long as you know what you've done is right. Everybody in the meeting was trying to do him down, to criticize him. Good, Abira. And humbly, I've been known to double on it. Okay. So, yes. To do somebody down, to belittle them, to criticize. I'm going to put criticize here as well. IT, criticize. I'm always bad at spelling criticize. So let's see what you've got, Manjira. I endeavor to run my family by other family members, keeping in mind not to do anybody down. That's a great example, Manjira. Well done. You should be proud. They did her down by giving her a fake $100 note. Gosh, yeah, that's a good example. And Timothy, my lecturer, because the lecture is the lesson, the lecture is the person, did me down or does me down in front of my friends. You've got to work on the verb as well, Timothy. Count. If an accountant wants to do someone down, he starts cooking the books. That's a great example, Count Beauty. Aaron, the act of doing other people down is malevolent and immoral. Great example, Aaron. Perfectly correct. To do them down, to put them down. That's a very good synonym vibes. I like that a lot. Okay, and Hilda, if anyone does anything down to others, if anyone does anybody down, karma will get them later. I love that, Hilda, because I'm a big believer in karma as well. Hi, Paul. Great to see you, to have you with us. Okay. Fazir, they did me down when they demoralized me for being arrogant. That's a good example, Fazir. Okay. So, the wife did down the husband for his excessive indulgence in drinking. Yeah, that seems to me to be reasonable criticism, but that works perfectly well. I mean, and Adam, I was tried to do my friends down. Where's that? Where does that was come from, Adam? It was tried. No, I tried to do my friends down. Yeah? No, it was. I tried to do my friends down. So notice it's to do somebody down. Okay, so to do for, to doom, to bring about the demise, the fall, the end of. Smoking did for him in the end. She's done for. Thank you, Dunia. Welcome to the live stream. Okay, so done for. If something's done for, it's doomed. It doesn't have any future. Yeah. If the COVID virus gets more serious and starts hurting people more, then we're all going to be done for. I have does him down next his girlfriend. So I have done him down next to his girlfriend, Hambil. Aaron, the cashier did me down by shortchanging me. Great work, Aaron. I love it. Remember those bullies from school who used to do me down? I did them in. That's really good. I like that. To do in, to kill, and to do down, to criticize. Yeah, well, when they started doing you down, they were done for because you were going to do them in. Yes, to do so to do down, do someone down. No, it doesn't mean kill. To do in means to kill, if you actually look at the next one. Yeah? Okay, yes, I understand it's midnight in India. So, Victor Gabriel. Yeah, I love Pepax's sentence too, VG. Good evening, Fatima. Talking to the headmistress has really done for him. Okay, yes, he's never going to pass another exam in his life. Could you do a favour for me? Could you do me a favour? Okay, so to do for, the company is done for because the bank won't lend it any more money. The economic downturn has done for the company. Yeah? Okay. Well, We are done for, as death is inevitable. I quite agree with you, Fazir. We're all done for one day. And Cheyenne, the mafia leader, knew he was done for when the former member was interrogated by the police. That's very good, Cheyenne. Yeah? He knew he was finished. He knew he was done for. He knew that he had no future. Sherwin, lovely to see you. Subjective vibes, because down also means to be aligned with, agree with. Are you down with the program? That's very American, Sherwin, but it works very well. The heat in here is doing us in. So, to do in, yes. To kill or to end. We very nearly did in an entire keg of beer. To do in, to exhaust, to tire out. Yeah, I'm off to bed. I'm completely done in. The 20-mile walk did me in. To damage or to injure. I'm off work at the moment as I've done my back in. Yeah, my old car is completely done in. I think it's got very similar to this exhaust and tire out. And Mohit, my friends are always doing me down for my irresponsible behavior. Are always doing me down, Mohit. Hadi, among the friends doing someone down in the rape of having fun is not good. In the guise of, I think instead of the rape, in the guise of, Hadi. I've even got a video about in the guise of. I'm glad you like it, Timothy. Vitaly, he's always intent on doing other people down to make up for his poor self-worth. That's a great example, Vitaly. I love the examples you give. It's so rare you make a mistake as well. Good example, no mistakes. Count, I've almost done a pack of crisps in while I've been watching the stream. It works perfectly, Count. Do him in. Absolutely. Well done, VG. I've done my ankle in 4 times this week. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Fizir, I did in my wife. That works well. I mean, if the government does not take measures to rectify the economy, the country will be done for in a few years. That's a really, really, really good example. I mean, I like it. So Fatima, the coronavirus will be done in very soon. That's a good example, Fatima. Suman, consuming excessive amounts of alcohol can surely do for anybody. It's saying it's stopped me. So, well, I'm going to keep going. Okay, so, to do for. So, down for, up for, in terms of agreeing. Okay, we're back. I'm not sure I understand your question, Vibes. My incomprehensibility to the English language is really doing me in. That's really good, Aaron. I love it. Fazir, I enjoyed the fundamental and essentially video. Good. Hilda, they're going to do in if they get invited to the party. Okay, you need some sort of object here. They're going to do they're going to do it in. They're going to do the party in if they get invited. I think probably like that. They're going to do the party in if they get invited. Don't invite them. Is do for inseparable? Somebody is done for. It's intransitive. It doesn't take an object. Yeah. We are done for. Okay, the country is done for. This has done for the country. Okay, it can also be transitive, Vibes, but it is inseparable. Absolutely, Vibes, inseparable. So thank you, Fatima. That's wonderful. Okay, let's try the next one. Yes, so to do out, to decorate, to tidy, to clean. So I'm going to do out my room. Yeah? Okay, I'm going to decorate my room. I did my room out in pink, yeah? And then to do over, I'm going to put these together because they'll probably fit. To do over, to beat up, or to repeat, to start over. Okay, we were completely done in after working for the whole day. Okay, this is very good, Abira. We were completely done in. We were exhausted, yeah, after working for the whole day. And Hadi, the battery of my mobile has almost done in. We need to replace it. So Hadi, the battery of my mobile is almost done in. To be done in. Yeah, you need to make it passive like that. Yeah, because like that you don't have a subject. Using it has done it in. But the battery of my mobile is almost done in. We need to replace it. I think you better charge your mobile instead of replacing the battery. It depends how bad it is. Okay, it still hasn't moved on yet. Okay, yes. So to do in, to damage, to end the error, the energy of. Yeah, I'm completely done in after several days' work. Yeah. Am I still connected? I hope I'm still connected. Yeah. Okay, so yes, it says it's receiving. Okay, so Aaron, changing the battery is cheaper. Absolutely. It probably is. Charging the battery is cheaper than replacing one. You're probably right. Replacing the phone, I mean. Yes, it depends, because some you can't swap the batteries. Okay, so man, after binge watching a Netflix series, I'm completely done in. That's a very good example, Suman. Yeah, after watching a Netflix series, I'm completely done in. Can you help me do out my kitchen? Yes. Yeah, charging, not changing, absolutely. Okay, so to do out, to tidy, to decorate, I have to do out this room. I have to clean it. I have to do out my room every Sunday. That's great, Count Beauty. I think we're back on track finally. I'm going to decorate my apartment. So, Katya, I'm going to do out my apartment. Yeah? And it keeps saying no data. Woof. So frustrating. Well, I'm going to keep going because I think we're probably still here. Okay, to do over. So, in British slang, to beat somebody up. Yeah? We did him over. The skinheads did him over. Yeah? To repeat, to start over. Let's do this over. Let's do it over again. Yeah? We have to do it over. Okay, to repeat. And then this last one, to do up, to fasten a piece of clothing, to tighten a screw. I can't do up my shirt. The button's missing. Help me do up my zip. Okay. Yeah, I know the connection is really bad at the moment. It's probably coming in and out and in and out. And 8:42. I'm sorry about it. Okay, so Aaron, he does his room out before inviting his friends over. That works very nicely. I've got my garden, I would just say I got my garden done out last week. So, Duanya, you need to look at the difference between I got and I've got, because they're different, yeah? Okay, and Pepax. Your room could use a bit of doing out, son. Yes, it does work. It definitely works, Pepax. That's fine. I need to do out my house as I'm expecting some guests today. That's a good example, Suman. VG, the report was badly written, so I decided to do it over myself. That's very good to repeat it. Unfortunately, Hilda, there's nothing I can do. They're promising to replace my connection in a couple of weeks, and maybe it will change things a lot. I need to do over my English phrasal verbs. Yes, yes, Katya, you need to repeat them. Okay, Timothy, we have to do out the place before the party begins with an S, Timothy. Do up your jumper. Good. It's cold in here. So to fasten it. To do up my house. Yes, wow. So, yes, wow, there's lots more of this that I hadn't put. So to do up, to redecorate a room, to make improvements in a house or domestic property. I'm going to do up the living room next week. And no, it's cutting me. It's going to give me back. No, it's not. So a bit of patience. I think this is probably a really bad bit. And let's try again. So, Abira, the mother promised to treat her children on condition of doing out their rooms. Okay, so on condition, yeah. So the mother promised to treat her children on condition that they did out their rooms. I think would sound better, Abira. Okay, Pepax, thank you very much. He was done over by mudslinging from his opponents. Yes, yes, that's very good. Yeah, he was done over by a group of skinheads. Okay, so they've done up the house to redecorate so that they can sell it more easily. Or to pack together and envelop, to pack up. So I did the parcel up with a piece of string and took it to the post office. Wow. I'm going to wait for a second because this is really, really falling behind. Yeah, the connection is absolutely terrible. Okay, so let's see if we can make this better. I'm gonna have a little try because this is. Please bear with me a second. Bear with me. I think this time we're going to get a better signal for this. And let me just try this. Bear with me just a second. I'll be back with you and working properly. So maybe that's going to help things. Okay, so Vitaly, I bought a fixer-upper, did it up and sold it at a profit. That's very good. A fixer-upper, an apartment that needs fixing up. That's a good example, Vitaly. Dunia, this internet connection has done me in. Okay, I think this is, yes. I can't do up my scarf. Good example, Katya. You could do a video on remodel, do up. Yeah, I could think about that, VG. Vibes. The visitors didn't realize the room was in the process of being done out and the paint hadn't dried on the chairs. They then had to do the varnish over instead of doing away with the battered furniture. That's a great example, Vibes. Well done. The child could not do up her shoestrings by herself, so she asked for help. Good example, Abira. Suman, Mike Tyson did badly over his opponent. He did badly by his opponent. Oh, wait a second. Mike Tyson did his opponent over badly. Yeah, Mike Tyson did his opponent over badly. Okay. Yeah, okay, yes, I will definitely save this stream live so that you can do it over. You can watch it again later. But notice, it takes about 24 hours for the chat to appear. Yeah, that's a thing with YouTube. Flexibility. It's very important to keep your backpack being done up. It's very important to keep your backpack done up to prevent it from being stolen. Yeah, that's very good. It's a pleasure, Jamal. Okay, and then finally, the last one is going to be to do without, and then we're going to stop in a minute. Okay, I think the connection's got a little bit better. Okay, so Timothy, how be thrilled if you can do over the first words. I joined late. I would be thrilled if you could do the first word over, as I joined late. Good evening, Anag. Connection will not stop us from learning and having fun. That's very good, Pepax. When is string countable and uncountable? Woof. I think when you're counting various different strings, then it's countable. Otherwise, if it's just general, it's uncountable. The dedicated cleaner did the dirty toilet out after someone deliberately dirtied it with droppings. That's good, Aaron. And after having done up the walls with balloons for the party, the hosts were extremely knackered. They were extremely done in at the end of the day. Okay, that works quite nice. The audio's too low. I can improve very easily. Let's try that. So that's increased the audio. And yeah, thanks for being thank you for listening despite the problems. Okay, I've done past deeds no longer doable. I quite like that, Gareth. Okay, so the very last one then is to do without, and it still hasn't moved on to it. It'll come in a minute, I suppose, but we just need to be patient. Yeah, we just need to be patient. And okay, to do without. Okay, so to do without, I'm going to put this here. This is a way of doing it so that we can actually see what it says. Okay, do without, to manage despite the lack of. During the Great Depression, she learned to do without. I could do without the sarcasm.